Hi, I'm Will Sparks, and in Ethics 101, and our group did the Middle East as our global issue, the Middle East and the effect of the environmental and political struggles in the Middle East. And my contribution to the group was did my case study on the Israeli and Palestinian conflict, and I picked this I picked this topic because it's very prevalent to today. It's still going on, and it's one that involves the U.S. because we are a major ally of Israel, and so it, I thought it was important to learn more about and to share with the class, and I thought doing it doing the research, I thought that it was I kind of went in with a bias, I'd say, like kind of like against Israel because just the humanitarian horrors that they did that they do against the Palestinians, like the missile attacks and the the civilian deaths and stuff. But there's always two sides to every story. So it also showed Palestinian attacks to the suicide bombings and knife attacks and stuff. Even though it doesn't stack up against people, thousands of people dying from missile attacks, still, violence against one another. And I think it's important. It's an important metaphor because it's two cultures, different but living together that have to come together. And I think it'd be in order to live in true peace, they have to come together to an agreement to put aside the differences and to admit the wrongdoings that each have done. And I think that it's a good metaphor because if they can do that, then I think the world would have a chance of doing that, just the world in general. So, like, if Palestine and Israel can, in a couple decades, live in peace and put aside the differences, I think maybe the world would have a chance at doing that as well. And um, I I linked it to Badu because of the chapter Truth and Ethics. Um, he was mentioning personal perseverance and that it's a strong will to persevere, and that I think that spoke to the situation because the Palestinians' will to persevere um, is is just as strong as the Israelis' government's will to persevere to preserve their nation. So, and I think it's those two colliding. It's not Badu, but like Berlin said, in order to enjoy liberty, you must suppress the rights of others. And it's kind of that situation where the Israelis are trying to enjoy the liberty of safety, but in doing so, they're oppressing the Palestinians. And so, I think, like I said, I think in order to get over that situation, then they're gonna have to come together and put aside the differences, even though it's gonna be really hard to do that. But um, I came away from the experience definitely learning more about Palestinians and Israeli conflict, and um, it was nice doing the group project because it was it was an overall like you overall learned more about our topic, the Middle East, because also doing the case analysis studies, you learn about others' projects. So I thought it was a really cool thing, a cool way to wrap up the end of the semester, and I definitely enjoyed. I have definitely enjoyed this and the class as well. So it was great. And that's my video. All right, bye.